And we are live. Hey, hello girls, how are you? Today we're here with Deb. Hey Deb, how you going?
Hi. Oh, take my gloves off. Hi. Sorry.
Deb's all gloved up because she's in Tassie where it's bloody freezing. I'm in Brisbane and I've still got my, puffy layers on. Um, if somebody, when they chime in, can let me know that they can hear and see us, that would be awesome. I am thrilled to have Deb with us again today in our wonderful Lunchtime Live series. Oh, hey, Lizzie. Happy Friday to you, honey.
Hi,
So
Lizzie.
we've got Liz tuning in. Yeah, Deb says hi too, Liz. Um, so the Lunchtime Live series, every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, right here on the Facebook page for Sequins and Sand. I'm Anita McLaughlin, and it's lovely to have you here again. If you are new, welcome. And if you're an old friend like Liz, love you, love you, love you for joining in. Thanks very much. Today, we are going to talk to Deb about dry skin. And with winter now here, I don't know if it's everyone, but I certainly find winter the harshest on my skin. It dries and it gets itchy and it drives me nuts like that. So hydration is a bit tricky. And now if you overlay the COVID stuff, even trickier when we're always washing our hands. But I won't get too much into it. Deb and I have met through our businesses, and I love what Deb does. She's a naturopath by trade, and her and her husband Andrew make the most pure, beautiful range of skincare products in Tassie. So they're Aussie made, and we love that, with lots of lovely, gentle ingredients. But I'll let Deb talk more about today's topic and a little bit about how we can help you beat the dryness in winter. Over to you, Deb. Welcome, darling.
Lovely. Thanks, Anita, and welcome to everybody here. It's interesting. Different states, doesn't matter what state we live in or what climate we live in, we all seem to tend to get to winter and then our skin gets dry. And some people like hot weather, some people don't like hot weather, but the benefits of having hot weather is you have the moisture, you have humidity, which actually hydrates your skin. So
love it.
Basically, I wouldn't live in it for quids, but at least over summer, all that moisture is hydrating your skin. But be it you rugging up in 21 degrees or me sitting here in gloves in 10 degrees, it's all about the air, and we are made up of water. And so through winter, there's no moisture in the air anywhere. And so the air is just sucking out our moisture. And that's the first part of it. So in hotter climates like where you are, you notice it sometimes even more dramatically, because I'm in hot, dry climate all the time. So
Yeah,
you notice
true.
it more dramatically because you don't have that humidity in the air.
Yeah.
As we get older, we naturally dry out because the fat around our individual cells, which keeps us hydrated, starts to break down. And so that's, as we get older, essential fatty acids are probably more important than any time. They're always important. So good fish diets or essential fatty acids like hemp seed and nuts and your olive oils, like your oils, and fish oils, of course, but there's another one called omega-7, which is sea buckthorn, which is and omega-7 is also found in macadamias.
Oh, I love macadamia.
Yeah. So sea buckthorn has the highest level at 41%. Right. Macadamia is next at 19%. So that's why we'll get into ingredients later, but that's why macadamia oil is so good for our skin, because of the omega-7. But we're a nut-free. We cater 100% for allergens. Right. And so we try not to put any nut products at all in our products. So we use sea buckthorn instead of macadamia oil. So
that's good to know. Yep.
Yeah. So it's all about the fats. So that's a starting point, regardless of what climate you live in, is looking at the fats that we have in our diet. So then the next thing that compounds the winter weather is artificial heat. So again, we're working in offices, we're at home with heating on, and artificial heat is a dry heat. So again, compounding from being outside, you're in the shopping centre, you're at home, it's just sucking the moisture out of us all the time. So it's about making ways within our dry heat environment to counteract that. So are you okay if I just give little hints of every topic as we go?
Or, yeah, absolutely. I think that, yep, keep going. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. So one thing that I love, the little compact humidifiers that you can buy. A lot of people who've had kids, have had humidifiers in their kids' room. I lived in Colorado for many years, and the air was so dry you couldn't even make a snowball. And every single house, room, everything had humidifiers because there was just no moisture in the air. So in your home environment or a little office or wherever, you can have a humidifier which then keeps the moisture in the air.
Great tip. I love that.
Yeah, now you can have your essential oil burners that have those misty things. Sorry, I don't know what they're called. Well, they're really
of some sort, that's right. I think.
Yeah. So if you're in a small room, that's releasing moisture. They're just not as big as a humidifier.
No.
And another good way is if you have ducts or other form of like reverse cycle heating and things like that, you can just have jugs of water.
Yeah.
And as the room heats up, that will let the moisture evaporate from the water. So it's about having water within
around us.
And I also like houses with lots of indoor plants because then the moisture from that with the plant will then create more moisture.
And so it's about addressing our environment too, Deb, as much as it is about our bodies. We always just tend to look to, trowel on layers of whatever, but looking up, that makes sense. That's a really good tip, Deb. I love that. Put some water where you got your heaters, girls. Just not on them, but in the
like for us, if we've got a wood heater, you could put a pot of water on the heater. You know what I mean? And then but you're not going to leave a pot of water boiling on a stove top. So, but no, the jug is an easy way, and otherwise, great little humidifiers. They're not expensive on eBay and things like that. So that's a good way to go. Also, a lot of people equate drinking water to temperature of the outside air, and so a lot of people tend, as the weather gets cooler, to drink less water.
And more hot teas and Milos and all that stuff.
Well, that's right. So I'm not, against your teas and coffees and that, but they're dehydrators. So they don't actually hydrate your skin. Herbal teas, yes. Water. Lots of soups and stews and things like that. Like I call wet foods. Foods that contain a lot of moisture. Then you're getting. But anything with high tannins and those high strengths of caffeines will dehydrate you.
Right.
So it's
less coffee, girls. Less coffee, more soup, more herbal teas.
Well, even if you have a coffee, then a glass of water. See, I've always been a big believer since I was 15 or so, the second I've got out of bed, I've had 2 glasses of water. Or I have a big glass.
Yes.
And so if you then forget to have water for a couple of hours, at least you've flushed and hydrated your system as soon as you got out of bed. So what I do, though, is I would never drink cold water because it's really hard. But if you want to look in homeopathically, constitutionally, we're all different. Some people just love drinking cold water, but some people like drinking warm water. And so it's just easier for the body, regardless constitutionally, it's easier for the body to take in warmer water. So I might 3/4 fill my glass of water and then I've got the kettle on. So you might normally get up in the morning and put the kettle on straight away for a coffee or a cup of tea, but just pour some of that hot water into a glass with the other water, and so it's tepid. So it's soothing, it's comforting. You drink that, then you go off and you know, have your shower or do whatever you do in the mornings, and then you can come back and start your daily, because technically after you've had water you shouldn't eat any food for about 20 minutes, so we won't get into that. But you can then, but if you have your water the first thing and then go off and do your morning, then you know you've at least hydrated.
Yeah,
But
it's a good start.
Yeah, so water. But even during the day, you know, it's really comforting just having a cup of hot water, you know, especially if you're busy. If you've got a mug of hot water and then you're running around, you forget, at least you come back and you go, oh,
I have a sip of that.
It's just water. And then you just drink it and it's cold, where if there's nothing worse than a cup of cold coffee or tea. Is there?
Yeah, you're right. True. Good old water.
That's right. So hydration. So moisture in our air, we are made up of water, so we need moisture in our body. So they're the important things to remember. The other things is during the colder climates, we have longer and hotter showers or baths.
Yes.
So the heat of the water really, you know, as I said, we get out, don't we? We spend, like, I love a bath in winter. So, but you spend, you know, an hour or two in the bath and you come out as a prune. Yeah. Isn't it? So, you know, that heat is, so adding some nice oils to your bath water.
Right.
You know, because then that'll help hydrate.
So the wrinkliness when we get out like a prune, Deb, that's because the moisture's been zapped from our skin?
No, not really. We've just got over waterlogged.
Soggy.
Yeah, a bit soggy. But, you know, it's a good way to compare it, you know, isn't it? If you've got pruny, then you think of, you know, the moisture being drawn out. So really we shouldn't have showers as we're older, if we've got dry skin, for more than 10 minutes. Now, I chose not to have children in life so I could have their share of the hot water. So I do love a long shower.
I've never heard that in all my life.
Especially when we're in drought, you know. I thought of that when we're in drought and going, oh, am I glad I didn't have kids. I could still have my long shower. So maybe, you know, it's long showers in winter probably aren't the best thing. And then when we have a bath, as I said, that oil. But people don't think about how vigorously we dry our skin with a towel. And that is really drying as well. Yeah. So, especially when if you're in a cold.
Sorry, keep going.
I was going to say, especially if you've got a cold bathroom, you know, and you're just trying to get dry as fast as you can so you can get your, you know, well, I'm a night shower, so, you know, get ready for bed. But it's, so just be a bit more gentle with your skin with the towel, or have a really cuddly, soft towel. It's not as,
cuddly, soft towel. So, Deb, I've heard that leaving water on your skin will zap the moisture from it, and we should get rid of as much water off our skin, say, after a shower as possible. What do you say to that?
Well, if you're I don't agree with that, but if you're wishing to anywhere on your body that you wish to apply a skincare product, be it a lotion on your body or a face cream or serum, it is always recommended that you have a moist skin, because you have your skin and then you have that bit of moisture, and then you'll put whatever product on, it's then trapping an extra layer of moisture. So, you know, in climate like I'm in, there's no way I'd want to leave some moisture in on my skin, you know, but in a hot climate that evaporates so quickly, doesn't it? You know, it's you know, you dry off really quickly, you know. So no, I think you should always, especially you're going to dry off well to put clothes on, but definitely to apply any form of skincare to your product, you should always have a moist skin. That's why misters are really good.
Aren't they? Yeah.
You know, or I believe in compressing. So, you know, you should only cleanse once a day, but in the morning I get a basin of nice hot water and a face washer or a Chucks, and then just compress my face. And then so that was really enlivening, but also gives enough moisture for me to apply product. So moisture before you add any other product to your skin.
So that's probably a
Yeah.
good lead into what we should put on our skin then, Deb, and what ingredients to look out for that are more hydrating than others.
Yep. So as I said, I mentioned macadamia oil before, because of the high omega-7. And so you can eat the, as I said, I'm into food as medicine. So the more you can do through diet, the more you look after the inside, then the outside is the reflection of that. So, so eating macadamia is not overdoing it, but then macadamia oil. Oh, well, I'm a true believer in olive oil because olive oil has got the highest squalene and oleic acid and all those really dense nutrients. Coconut, if you're a coconut person, not everyone can tolerate coconut. A lot of people, coconut dries their skin, but actually irritates their skin. So it's about what your skin will tolerate. So if you like coconut, go for coconut, but don't go for coconut because everyone else goes for coconut.
Right, work out. So should we experiment a little bit, maybe with some different oils, and just experiment on our skin and find out what works best for us?
And it's about the skin feel. You might go, oh, I don't like that. Oh, that's sticky, or that absorbs really well. So apricot kernel oil is one of those. Apricot kernel oil is a beautiful oil, but some people find that a little bit heavy, but it's a beautiful, dense oil. So olive oil, coconut oil, macadamia. I really like shea butter, but in concentrated areas. Like I would personally would never lather shea butter over my whole body because I don't like that buttery feel. But if I've got a small area, I'll put them on healing balms and things like that. So a small area that you might go, or just my top of my hand, or you might have a little itchy spot or things like that. So shea butter's nice. Unless you like butters, then you can lather yourself in shea butter. But that's another nice nutrient-dense butter. I do need to say I'm not into poo-pooing ingredients, but one thing that we really shouldn't be putting on our skin is sorbolene. Sorbolene comes in two forms. Most sorbolene, doctors will prescribe sorbolene because it's on the PBS and it's cheap.
Right.
That's what, be it dermatologists, whatever. I'm not criticising it, but that's what they do. But you get sorbolene in a petroleum base and you get sorbolene in a veggie base. Now, veggie-based sorbolene, fine. It's generally derived from palm oil and or coconut oil. So if you can get a veggie sorb, then that's a good way to go. But a petroleum-based sorbolene, because it's a petrochemical, it actually draws the moisture from your skin. So think of our mums or nans or that who, sorbolene's only been around again since the 50s, 60s. This new great product, they've used it on their hands all their life, and now they've got those arthritic nodules, those gnarly hands, because it pulls all the moisture from the joints.
Right.
Now, I'm not making any claims or that, but there's lots of research on it. So just be wary. And so it's again, unfortunately, you get what you pay for. I'd rather someone use any cooking oil from their kitchen than a sorbolene.
Well, just on that, that's a good point. Because Amanda, beautiful Amanda, hi Amanda, thanks for tuning in. Amanda has a question. Can you use olive oil straight from your skin as a moisturizer?
You can. Well, they say Sophia Loren never used moisturizer. She only ever, used pure olive oil to do her skin. I have read other times that because of it's the emulsification when you apply a cream and things like that, it's the way it structurally changes things. It's can be more beneficial in a cream or a lotion. But definitely apply olive oil straight to your skin.
So it's not going to hurt your skin.
Oh, God, no, it's great. No, it's you can do it. It's just sometimes it just might stay on because it's a straight oil. It doesn't absorb. Like the serums that we have oil-based, because I don't like a gel-based serum. I like an oil-based serum. So oils absorb slower into the skin.
Right.
So that's the thing. When you're putting an oil straight onto your skin, it's just absorbing slower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, olive oil straight on the skin is perfect.
It's perfect. So there you go, Amanda.
Yep.
Thumbs up if you're happy, honey. So you can definitely do it.
That's right.
But it just might take a bit longer to soak into your skin.
Right. Just don't over apply.
Yeah.
Do a little bit. Less is more. Yep.
Less is more. Great. And again, on previously moistened skin will make it even easier. You won't need as much to.
That's right. Yeah. I'd be a bit
it
concerned about putting a straight oil on the skin. On a moist skin. It's just, remember, like, you get out, you go to the beach or something, you've got the sunblock on or that, you put it, oil on, and it's creates, so it's more a low. So try it on a damp, but it's just not too much water, because then you become an oil slick, because it's that anti-combination of repelling of water and oils. So it's
so maybe we pat dry a bit with our fluffy towels and then put it on. Oh, good on you, Amanda. Thank you. So Amanda says thank you,
Amanda,
Deb.
for your question. So sorbeline is a drying. It's just like if you use Vaseline on your lips. It's a generic word. I should say petroleum jelly. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning a brand name. Petroleum jelly is in most lip balms, any lip balms in tubes and things like that. Again, as soon as you apply it, you feel hydrated. Within a few seconds, you're going to reapply the lip balm, because it's pulling the moisture out of your lips.
Right.
And we won't even get into what happens when you eat it. But so that's more about the parts of the body that, get there. So the other oil that I forgot that's very similar to our skin is jojoba oil. So jojoba oil is another really good oil for because it's very close to our skin type and our skin structure. And so, but regardless of, how you apply it, it's about looking after our internals, the moisture in our air around us, and our basic products that we use. We're going to get really dry hands in winter because they're exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
We're in water all the time, and I know someone called Anita who doesn't like to wear rubber gloves when she's washing dishes and things like that.
Don't look at my hands, they're horrible.
But I mean, it's that hot cold thing.
Yeah.
It's that constant in out, or we don't realize even that the washing powders, it's the handling when we're washing clothes and things like that, or in and out of the dryer and everything. It's that hot cold change of temperatures. So, and again, our lips are exposed to the elements all the time. And so, again, the air's just pulling the moisture. We're eating and drinking hotter things, so it's that change of temperature on our lips.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's our body, our lips, like everything that's exposed, and more our body will dry out in winter, more due to internal, like, our hydration levels and things like that is what happens. That's right.
So we've talked about putting oil on our skin.
Yep.
What about some lotions, Deb? Are there some sort of creams or ingredients like that lotion-wise that work better, or the oils are still part of that lotion makeup?
Well, a lotion is made up. So the difference between a cream and a lotion is just really the thickness. Right. And so one reason also for applying product to a damp skin is about the amount of product that we use. So people might look at one product that's cheaper, like less expensive, and one that's more expensive. But the less expensive one, because of its makeup of its ingredients, you have to use a lot more.
Right.
Because it doesn't spread, it doesn't absorb, it just, the characteristics of the chemical when it's made, it is not less is more. Where a more expensive product, you might go, oh, that's expensive. But if you apply it the right way, you don't need as much.
Right.
So, and that's as I said, the other advantage of the damp skin is you use I'd use a quarter of the amount of product on my skin, putting it on a damp face or body than I would on a dry. You know, the old thing I say is, you know, you're putting a face cream on, you apply it to a damp face, you use a little. If you dry it with a dry face, you use a trowel because it sticks. It doesn't glide, it doesn't spread. So you're having to layer things on a lot more. So again, it's about the base ingredients and the way they're made. You can have, and it's all about the brand, because you can have the same ingredients, but doesn't mean someone really knows what they're making. And, you know, it's like we have people come up to us at the markets and go, oh, my granddaughter made soaps, you know, and which they gave me, and, oh, God, it burnt my skin. You know, it's products aren't products. And so to me, but the basic thing of skincare is getting back to the basics and what you initially use. You can use a soap or a body wash that'll dry your skin out, or you can use a soap and a body wash that'll hydrate your skin or stop that moisture losing. So it's really the basics. Everything's about getting back to the basics. So no, it doesn't have any particular oils. It's just the way you like that feel. You can apply lotions and creams to your body or face, and they'll just feel sticky and gluggy because it's the way they're made, or the wrong oil combinations and that for your skin type. So again, I'm into olive oil because olive oil, the way we make it, absorbs directly into the skin, and it's just so nutrient dense. And the other oil that I forgot, which is perfect for all of us watching, is avocado oil. You know, that's you know, I'm not saying rub avocado on you, but the oil, we call it for the mature skin oil. Okay. You know, it's really hydrating, and so all our product has olive oil and avocado oil. And that wasn't a plug, it's just, you know, it's
a fact, Jack.
That's a fact. You know, avocado oil is, you know, and again, people are allergic to different things, so everyone has to know what their allergens are. Like things like aloe. Aloe is great. Not everyone can have aloe. So
you really got to test and try.
But I think something like a sorbeline I think people apply lots of creams product because we'll use the example of sorbeline. You put sorbeline on your skin, because it's a petrochemical, it doesn't absorb. So it's continually sitting on the surface. So all you're doing is continually rubbing to try to make it go in. And so using whatever product you use, knowing that it absorbs into the skin, and it can only go so deep into the epidermis, but if it absorbs into the skin, you're hydrating deeper. And so it takes more of the environment or water or that to get to that added moisture. Yeah. So it's a cream must absorb. You know, I say to people is you wouldn't tolerate a greasy cream on your face. Why would you tolerate a greasy cream on your hands or your body? It doesn't matter if it's your feet or your hands or your face. It should be the same quality. That's right.
And should we layer, Deb? We're almost out of time, but should we layer? Should we do oil underneath and cream on top? Or
I like that in winter, and that's what we're talking about. So I'll apply at night just the serum, but during the day I'll put a serum underneath my cream. Yeah. And the other thing we'll quickly do before we finish is eczema. People think eczema is worse in winter. Winter eczema is worse, predominantly because eczema is a dry skin condition.
Right.
That's why it goes into the folds of our arms, predominantly our fingers, things like that. So the more you can combat those other areas of hydration that we've talked about, the less response that you'll get an eczema. Kids are a bit different because kids will sometimes get eczema because they're too moist, they get a lot more clothes on in bed and they sweat and things like that. So depends. I'm not talking about the allergens to eczema, but in a dry skin time, in a winter time, eczema is generally, but if you can combat all those hydration issues and extra drying issues, then there's less likelihood you're going to have an outbreak of eczema.
I must tell my daughter because she does
Yes.
get her
Yeah.
eczema, and it is
That's
worse.
right. So it's all big. It's always about stepping back, going, why? Why is this happening? And,
yeah.
yes.
And we've got another question here from
Yep.
Amanda, and I'm happy to roll if you are, Deb. I mean,
I'm happy to keep going. It's all good.
It all's good. So how do we decipher the vast amount of moisturizing products on the market to find a decent one? The expensive ones aren't always the best.
No, that's right. That's right. I think it's 60% of all expensive, like we'll say department store creams, is marketing.
Yes.
That's where their biggest, that's their packaging and their marketing is the big expense.
Yeah.
Firstly, I have, as a naturopath, be it food, be it things we put on our skin, my first rule is if I can't understand what's written, I would never put it on my skin.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a starting point, being able to read an ingredient list without having a dictionary, or a chemical degree. So it's really hard. So it's about determining over time. We should have an idea of what oils that we like on our skin, and trying to get samples without having to buy a big amount. So if I knew a little bit more about her skin type, I might be able to say, but it's about going, what do I like in a product? A, I like it to absorb. B, I don't like it smelly or sticky, or if you go to local markets or things like that, it's a really good way to try different people's products, and then it might give you an idea of more oils that you like. So it's really hard it's about trying not to have to buy big ones. Like, people might try a product and then we'll always send a little sample for something else that we think, or they might say, oh, what can I use? And I'll go, well, here's a little sample of that. But it's about getting sampled. I know I'm evading the answer because it's really a hard one too. It's just about trying different things, and sometimes not always using the same brand. A lot of people's skin react to always. Sometimes we keep our skin guessing. And so just start with the most basic and build up from that, I suppose, is
so Amanda,
the ingredients.
Read the ingredients list. If you can understand what they are, buy it. If you don't know what it is, probably keep away for a time being, and know that some of the big commercial brands, a lot of their the price or the value goes into the marketing. So
my ingredients cost more to make than think of all those biggest names.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Amanda. Let me know what you think. And I'm
happy to carry on to try to define it more in later, but without other questions, like, for me to answer, it's hard to define it a little bit deeper. But it's about basic. Don't go to whiz bang, and whiz bang, just means more expensive.
Yeah. So, Amanda, if you like, contact Deb with a direct message through Oliver Nash, and I'll put a link into Deb's website and Facebook account so that you can do that. And Deb, I know, will be only too happy to help you out.
Not a problem at all, because it's just a bit hard to.
So speaking of your products, and I know you don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it quickly because I love what you do. Oh, Amanda says thanks.
Well, no, that's okay.
We took some, because of the handheld stuff at the moment, that's the lovely lavender and sandalwood hand and body lotion from Oliver Nash, which Deb makes in Tassie. We got some of the sanitizers in recently because hand sanitizers are, I'm going to do it so it doesn't get
I know, it's the reflective light, isn't it?
Yeah, the reflective light. Hand sanitizers are all the rage now, right, with COVID, and Debs are finally in. They're beautiful and gentle, and they are World Health Organization approved, like in terms of the percentage of alcohol that is in them, which is really important. So all of that's in, and we've also got a gel version instead of a spray version in as well. So a few of those products are on sequins and sand because I just believe in what Deb does so much, and I love her products that if we can help out in any way, we will. And then of course, Deb's got the full range on the website, and there's heaps there to choose from. As she mentioned, the oils, the serums, the lotions, a lot of it olive oil based, and every bit of it naturally sourced, and all made in Tassie, Deb.
Yes, that's right. Can I just say one little thing about about sanitizers in general?
Yep.
The panic is over about, rushing in and buying something. We're not reactive. We now have the time to choose what we want to put on our skin. And our motto is not all sanitizers are made equally. And so it's not about ours, it's about any. Do you go to a shop and then you cringe because you have to put their sanitizer on? There's some pretty nasty ingredients in sanitizers and that are banned in other countries, but we can use them here. And
we're good at that in Australia, I find. We're a little bit slow off the mark. I know I take my little purse pack of sanitizer wherever I go, and I just use my own.
Well, I won't use what's in other shops. If they won't let me in, then I'll just spray it in while it's on. But it's not about ours. It's about now choose the products that you like because it's here for a long time. Yeah. And so the better we can look after our hands. Again, some products might be more expensive. Some products might be less expensive. But a less expensive product, not always about cost, it's about the ingredients, is then how much do you have to apply a hand moisturizer or deal with other skin issues afterwards, where if you use something that's got the right ingredients in, then that covers everything.
Yeah, ingredients
for more products, everything, yes.
Yeah, and it's, goes with what we eat, always read. It's the same principles. It's nothing new, but we all should take the time to do it. Absolutely. That's right.
Food is medicine, and that's nothing we haven't learnt over the last few months where we've had time had time to think about these things. But thank you, Anita.
You are welcome. Thank you, Deb, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you, girls, for tuning in, and I will just put down there a link to Deb's website where you can see all of her beautiful products that are natural, made in Australia, very good quality. And Deb, thanks for your top tips. I loved it. I got so much out of that. And in fact, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to it again and again just to reabsorb. Is that a good word? Reabsorb all those beautiful oils that we should be putting on our skin.
Yeah. But I can always do a summary and put it in on the Facebook page if you like. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. Awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Lovely.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Deb.
Bye.
See you next week for some more lunchtime lives.
Bye. Bye, Anita. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Deb. See you, girls.